AI is already here and it's revolutionizing the music industry as we speak. These are the 6 AI skills that I've learned that have really helped me as an artist to grow, and I'm sharing them with you because I think they can help you too. And if you start now, you could be way ahead by the end of the year instead of being left behind. My name's Chris, also known as the Artist Manifest. I have about 500,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. We had a song in the Super Bowl last year and the Olympics. Let's jump into this. Number 1 is using ChatGPT for data research and looking up contacts. I recently did a radio promotion campaign as an independent artist to get my song played on the radio, and we used PlayMPE so that we could send this song to all these radio program directors all over the US, Canada, international. And what's really dope is you get to see who streamed the song, who downloaded it, who opened the email, but they don't give you the contacts of like the phone numbers or the email addresses. And so what I did was I sorted them by all the people who either downloaded it or streamed the song. I threw that into ChatGPT and I clicked on the little button that says Deep Research, and I said, go find me the phone numbers and the email addresses of all these contacts. And within minutes, I had all the contacts of these people. And so I uploaded them to my CRM, which is just basically my email database. I use ActiveCampaign. I'll put a link to a 7-day trial so you can test it out. But if you've gotten an email from me or any of my fans out there, we use ActiveCampaign to send out our emails. And so I imported all the emails in there, and then I'm allowed to follow up. Okay, and so this is super powerful, and you're literally paying thousands of dollars to a radio promoter where you can just use this software, find the contacts, and start building up your own email list and contact database of radio promoters. It could be magazines, press, whatever it is you're trying to build, and you can be in the driver's seat. Normally, I would export that list and send it to a VA, which is my virtual assistant or administrator. But now, within minutes, we can just get all these contacts and stay in the driver's seat and keep moving. You could use this same feature for looking up club or bar contacts, festivals, booking agents, managers, whoever the person that you're trying to contact. Try it out. Number 2, and you got to be careful with this one, is AI cover artwork. You know, we used to spend hundreds of dollars for every single cover, album cover. Sometimes we'd spend thousands of dollars. And what I've been telling my students on my Spotify 5-day challenge is you want to be careful with the AI covers, okay? You can generate them using Midjourney, ChatGPT, and inside of ChatGPT, it's called DALL-E. There's Canva Magic Design, and of course, there's Sora, which I'm going to be getting into in a minute. But the problem is that we can create these covers in literally minutes, right? But sometimes they look too AI. And again, what I've been telling my Spotify challenge students is the opportunity right now is to look more authentic and realistic, right? Like obviously there's so many covers getting put out there that they're looking like AI. But then there's covers that are out there and they're AI, but you don't know they are. And so the goal here is to put the right prompts in so that you get the right cover that doesn't look so AI. So fans aren't like, that's AI. Because I've literally had fans call me out and be like, yo, dude, I can tell you just whipped that out with AI. And they're like, well, what does that say about your music? Okay, and that was a fan like calling me out, right? I was like, oh, dang. And they were right. I should have put a little bit more effort into it, because if you get the right prompt, you will get something dope. But again, it takes time, and sometimes we're in a rush. Not only do we whip out songs too fast as artists, but we whip out the artwork, the campaign, and we don't put enough effort into it. And so you want to take a bit more time and put the right prompt to get what you want. Say you want it to look realistic or illustrated or have an effect or give it this glossy look, just so it doesn't look like that typical AI cover. I've been using Sora a lot lately, which has been so dope and giving me these really realistic images that don't look like AI. And I've been taking a bit more time. I actually showed my daughter 3 different covers and she's like, I like that one, Dad. And so we went with that one, right? And so you want to take a bit more time, get some feedback with your team or whatnot before just whipping it out there. which leads me to the next one, which is so powerful again, okay? And it's number 3, and that's using ChatGPT, but using Sora. Once you've got the artwork inside of Sora, you can now animate that cover for a 9:16 video, which can be used as a Spotify canvas. It can be used as a visual, right? So we literally did this for my song Dopamine. Took a while to get the cover right, and I'll make sure we put it up on the screen here, but then I got it to animate it so that we had the visual in the Spotify canvas. And if you don't know what a Spotify canvas is, it's a 3 to 8 second video that plays when people are streaming your music on Spotify. It's got that companion kind of video, and it increases your streams like crazy, your saves, your shares, people that go to your profile. So you want to make sure you have a Spotify canvas video on all your songs. But we're now just generating this with Sora right when I'm done. And I think I am paying the $60 a month for this, but it's just been saving me so much time and money. Instead of outsourcing all this stuff, I've got it all in one program. I encourage you to give it a try and see, because it's literally just seamless going from creating the image to the video, and I've got almost my whole campaign. I've also used Sora to generate landscape images and videos, I should say, for like lyric videos or music videos. We'll mix it in as B-roll or whatnot. And again, it comes down to feeding it the right prompts. I want this more cinematic. I want this to look like it was, could be in a Linkin Park video or Johnny Cash video or Bruno Mars. Name whatever artist you're similar to or you like or that you want that vibe from. And I found when you give it really good comparisons or just different topics that it can really pull from to get that right vibe, I find it executes really well. But you've got to keep messing with the right prompts and really think to yourself, what do I want this to look like? What's the aesthetic? What's the reference image? What's the reference video that you can even upload? I've literally uploaded the MP3 to my song, or I've uploaded a video or an image that I want it to reference. It's like, hey, I want it to be like this, right? The other day at the end of I was watching a movie, I think it was The Gorge, and there's this really cool video of these burning vinyls. And I was like, oh, that's dope. And so I grabbed the image because I wanted to use that as a reference to create something for my artwork. Number 4 is lyric writing with AI. And of course, I'm going to go to my friendly tool, ChatGPT. But again, I want to give you some of the prompts that I've used that have really helped me to be successful when writing. And so some of my favorite prompts are rewrite this verse in this style, and I'll put in my other verse. If I have my first verse done, I might copy and paste it and say, hey, give me some ideas for a second verse for this. Or if I've got the verse, give me some chorus lyrics that would go really well. And here's the song title, and see if that would fit, right? Or give me 10 song titles about this topic: depression, overcoming this, heartbreak, give me some song titles. Or I might say, give me song titles about whatever word, depression, in the style of Eminem or Johnny Cash. Give me some party rocking song titles in the style of, Bruno Mars meets Johnny Cash or whoever, right? Or I might say, give me 5 phrases that rhyme with this word. And if I don't get what I want, I might say, well, make them more metaphoric. Make them more poetic with the mix of Bob Dylan, right? And I'll try and feed it, give it a bit more of a movie vibe, a cinematic vibe, right? And I just keep feeding the prompts until I get what I want, right? And so that's for some of the lyrics that I do. But then sometimes I'm looking for rhymes. And normally I'd use this software, and I still use it. It's called RhymeBrain, if you go to rhymebrain.com. But then sometimes I'll just say, ChatGPT, give me 20 words that rhyme with this, or sound close to it. They don't have to be a perfect rhyme, but sound close. I like to get a perfect rhyme as much as I can, but sometimes I'll want to do a double rhyme. So let's just say I want to have in the middle of the lyric or the phrase, there's the word that sounds like flesh, and then at the end it sounds like promo. Okay, so I might say to ChatGPT, rhyme with the sound of the second word flesh and the last word promo, and give me phrases. And so it'll literally come up with phrases that kind of rhyme with the sound in the middle and at the end, so I can try and get that double rhyme effect. All right. But again, I don't want to completely turn off my brain, because I'm going into all kinds of songwriting sessions, and sometimes we don't have internet. And as I've written with people, my brain is actually faster than ChatGPT, and sometimes it messes up with the flow. And I just want to be in the flow with it. I want to feel the song and the vibe. And I like to stand up and I like to walk around when I'm coming up with choruses or whatnot. So you want to be careful that it doesn't actually hurt your creativity, because it can. It's fine and good for starters, or if you get stuck or whatnot, but you don't want to rely on it and turn your brain to mush. You want to keep sure that make sure that your mind is still going. You're still coming up with creative ideas. And again, you're the one that still has to come up with the melodies and stuff. And this is where I've never used like Suno or any of that stuff. And I know there's going to be copyright laws and you got to be careful. But I want to come up with the melodies myself. I want to come up with the attitude and the way I say the lyric and the emotion, right? And that passion. Because it's not just words on a page. They come alive when you have the courage to speak them into existence and really just give it that life, right? Like I think about it in Genesis 1:1 when God spoke, right? And he spoke life into those words. Well, the way your melody and your passion speaks life into those lyrics, that's where they come alive off the paper and come alive off the screen. And so you're the one who really gives it that special sauce, and then your producer obviously mixes it and production, and then we add all the effects and everything and just make a freaking banging song. But I really encourage you, man. This has been a really great tool that I've been using. I use every day that has been super helpful for me. Number 5 is coming up with 2 to 3 second video hooks. So when it comes to promoting our songs, right, it's not about just posting the song and just performing it, right? It's about what is that 2 to 3 second hook that you can say about that song before you sing it, right? As opposed to just punching in it. Like, how can we grab people's attention? How can we stop the scroll, right? Like, how can we make that video that is a real attention grabber? And so I wrote this song called Teardrops that I'm really, really passionate about, because I lost my dad to suicide when I was 5 years old. And I co-wrote this with 2 other people, this female artist named Grayley and a producer named Unsecret, who also had a friend that she just lost through suicide as well. And so I was thinking about how can I write really authentic hooks to promote this song and not be weird, not be, because talking about suicide and whatnot can sometimes be weird. And so I used ChatGPT to help me come up with some hooks to kind of intro the song. And so I got these right here, and here I'm going to share them with you. I was 5 years old when my dad took his life, right? I never got to know my dad. This song is a part of the pain that was left behind. I was too young to understand, but old enough to feel the loss, right? And I want to go back to that first one. I never got to know my dad. This song is part of the pain that was left behind. So you might be able to say something that's like really hooky, I went through this, and this is why I wrote that song. I learned to forgive this person, and this song is what got me over it, right? If you're looking for something to party tonight or lift weights to, this song is going to help you, right? Like, it doesn't have to be like dark or depressing or anything like that. It can be like whatever. Here's a hopeful song to start your day. When you wake up in the morning, hit play on this song, right? Before you drink your coffee, you want these little hooks and stuff that grab people, and the more catchy or whatnot you can write, the better. I'm going to share one more with you. Where my dad's story ended is where mine was just beginning. Boom, and then we punched right into the chorus. So you might want to use ChatGPT and AI, like copy and paste your lyrics and say, hey, give me some emotional hooks. Give me some 2 or 3 video script ideas that are like just a few seconds long that I can say to intro my video, right? And let it just spit out all these ideas. Some of them will be garbage, but then you're just looking for those little gold nuggets. And then when you like one, say, hey, okay, I like this. Give me more like this, and copy and paste that one, and then get more. And then you know what you do? You go and test them, and you try these different hooks in these different videos. But again, I'm using AI as just like a supplement to support these ideas and help me get more shots out there, crank more stuff. Like I said in another video, this one dude posted his song 34 times before he started to get hate. And then it was on the 35th time, the song blew up. And so we got to try different hooks, different angles, which leads me to number 6 is using AI to rewrite my emails so they're more clear, more compelling, and able to understand. And so whether I'm writing an email to a friend, a colleague, someone I'm reaching out to, maybe an email to you if you're on my list. I might say, hey, ChatGPT, rewrite this more clear. Write it in a second or third degree or third grade language, right? You got to remember, like Trump, who won the presidency, and a lot of presidents that have won speak at a very low grade language, because you don't want to be talking over people's heads. You want to be clear so people can understand, right? And obviously my grammar's not always the best. I find those grammar Nazis come out sometimes and reply to my emails if I get something wrong. And so I sometimes just want to come across more professionally. Sometimes when I'm sending an email, it could be to a producer, it could be anybody, where maybe I got to give them a critique, or I got to say something that is kind of coming out a little harsh. So I'll say, hey, ChatGPT, can you write this a little more kinder? Can you write this a little more softer? Because remember, you meet the same people on the way up as you do on the way down. So you want to be kind to people, and you get further with sugar than you do sour. And so sometimes I'll rewrite these to be a little bit more quirky, add a little joke in there, because you want to make people laugh sometimes. Humor breaks down walls, right? And so I encourage you to try these different skills, these different prompts in your business. I promise you they're going to save you time, because you can always make more money, but you can't make more time. If you found this video helpful, or you got more questions, you might want to attend our next Spotify 5-day challenge, where you get to do a Q&A with me every day over Zoom, answering all your questions. We've helped so many artists go from 0 to tens of thousands of monthly listeners. Wherever you're at, we'd love to help you grow. I'll put the link, or just go to 10xyourfanbase.com.